Finally, the S23 FE has landed here in Europe. When it was released back in October, let's just say the release wasn't very well received. Generally, there was a lot of, this isn't right, this is not a fan edition of the phone, this is not what FE stands for, yada, yada, yada. But when you look at the raw specs, and you look at the device, and you look at the style and the design, you think, why all the negative publicity? Well, in this review, we're going to tell you why our opinion differs quite a lot from the general consensus and our reasons why. So stay tuned and watch our review of the Samsung S23 FE. So the S23 FE gets you 8 GB of RAM, and this is one of the downsides. You'll only ever get 8 GB of RAM. You can't get any more than that, which is a bit of a shame. But it is powered by Samsung Exynos 2200. One of the main sticking points when the Fan Edition was announced was why was it not a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which it is in the States but not anywhere else. Bit of a shame, but we digress. That Exynos 2200 processor, when you run it through those synthetic benchmarks, will show performance that sits in that mid to high category, in and around there, which actually aligns quite well with the S23 FE in terms of price and structure. But benchmarks mean nothing without real tangible performance. And here you go, a gaming demo of Call of Duty. Running in the higher settings, all those assets were downloaded, just to be transparent, but graphic fidelity, how it runs, how it operates, shooting, response time, everything is butter smooth. In fact, we've reviewed quite a few premium high-end devices when it comes to playing Call of Duty, and to be honest, the performance is exactly the same. It felt exactly on par. So that Exynos 2200 processor on paper may not be a plus point, but in reality, when it comes to gaming at least, it does look like a plus point. So the biggest area of criticism of the S23 FE has been this display. Not the display itself or the tech behind it, but actually the borders that accompany the display. Cute dog, right? Anyway, the borders are very thick, very reminiscent of an A series device, which is extremely disappointing and kind of tars the whole S series branding of the phone as well. And we agree that criticism is 100% justified. I can't see why they've allowed this to happen. Pretty much every manufacturer has been reducing bezel size. Samsung has gone, do you know what? We're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to add bezels, which is ridiculous. Besides that though, metal rails along the side. We've got this in purple, and I will say one thing, beyond the screen front borders, the phone fit, feel, finish is beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss, looks incredible, especially the camera array. Absolutely love that they've transferred that over from the S23 series. It looks amazing. And then the screen itself, let's talk about that. You get a 120 Hertz dynamic 2x AMOLED display, and color reproduction is excellent, just what you'd expect from a premium Samsung display. No one does it better, don't care what one says. And if you're watching any content on here, be it Netflix or YouTube or whatever you fancy watching, your quality of the content you're viewing is going to look amazing. Deep blacks, rich colors, excellent contrast, and coupled with that large 4500 mAh battery, this could be a really good content device if you're commuting, or if you're on lunch, or you just want to just get away and you want to doom scroll at night at 1 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep. Don't do that for the love of God, but if you want to, you can. This is going to be an excellent device for that. So the key selling point in any smartphone nowadays, yes, you guessed it, is these 3 little circles on the back, and they are the cameras of the S23 FE. Now, let's talk about those. In terms of general capabilities, I'm not going to get into the finagle stuff about 50 megapixel camera here and 10 megapixel camera there. It's all about what the output looks like. Generally speaking, the output on the S23 FE is very, very good. Your wide angle lens does provide excellent contrast and color. Ultra wide, you do get a slight bit of warping around the sides, but generally speaking, it's pretty good. And honestly, point and shoot ability of the phone is pretty good as well. You can as well, if you want to adjust and add filters, you can do all those things. And if we look and move across things like portrait mode and your front-facing cameras, they again offer really good natural color tones. You can beautify them if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Then you move across to night mode. Now, some of the shots here are in what I would call yellow lighting, but generally speaking, the color reproduction, again, it doesn't overly brighten. It adds a layer of brightness to it, but doesn't overly brighten them. So you do get a pretty good real to life shot. In terms of video, now you can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS or 8K 24 FPS. We've got samples of both here to show you exactly what the output of that video looks like. Generally though, camera performance on the S23 FE is very good, more than what you'd expect for the price you're paying. So why are we fans of the S23 Fan Edition? Yes, I didn't say Fan FE, I said Fan Edition. Mainly because good battery, good cameras, good screen, good design, good build. Generally speaking, you kind of tick most of the boxes when you have those. Look, there are downsides. You got reined in specs, which is a shame. You've got the larger board on the front display, and you don't get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor that you would normally get, and no memory options to get 12 gig, etc. of more memory. But that's kind of expected. It costs £599 in the UK or $599. There's tons of promos on this where you can probably get this close to £399, which is a robbery, is so cheap. But we like the S23 FE because it ticks so much of the boxes of what we'd expect from a Samsung premium device. There is a letdown on the front display, but beyond that, the S23 FE is a very capable device. Photos, videos, browsing, the screen response rate, the screen quality, the build quality, everything is just as you would expect. So for us, if you're able to ignore the Exynos 2200 processor and kind of disregard those thicker borders, the S23 FE is a tribute to fans, but it's not just for fans. This is for everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, as always, we out.